If you do not set up your workspaces properly, you will end up with a mess, random reports scattered everywhere. The wrong people seeing the wrong data and nobody knowing where anything is. Today, I am going to show you how to do this right from the beginning. Welcome back, episode 3 of our Power BI services. Today's topic is workspaces. This is one of those topics that seems simple but has huge impact on how your whole team works together. Let's get started with our today's topic. A workspace in Power BI services is a container for your content. Think of it like a project folder but with a built-in security, roles and sharing control. Everything lives inside a workspace. Report, dashboard, data set, data flow, all of this in a one single place. There are two types of workspaces, my workspaces and shared workspaces. My workspaces is your personal private area, only you can see what inside is. It is your sandbox, use it to test, report, experiment with the data models or build things before they are ready to share. The golden rule, never share any content from my workspace. If you want to share anything with your colleagues, first test that into my workspace. Once you are sure that that report is ready to test or ready to share, then you can publish to share workspace and from that you can share with either your colleagues or your end user. Shared workspace are where the real collaboration happen. Multiple people can have access, so you can control exactly what each person can do, see the content, edit the content, publish or manage the whole workspace. A well organized team will have multiple workspaces, one for finance, one for HR, one for sales. Each team has their own workspaces with their own content and their own security. Let me navigate to Power BI services. So I have logged in with my email ID. Here you can say this is the interface of Power BI services. So once you go here into workspace on this left pane, here you can see workspaces. So my workspace and these are the shared workspace. So today we'll see how to create a workspace from beginning. So in order to create a new workspace, you have to click on new workspace, this button. So here some pop-up will be there. So you need to fill the information. So whenever there is a hashtag symbol means that information is mandatory. So we'll see one by one. So I will just create my first workspace. So we will pass name finance dash reporting dash product. Notice the naming convention department dash function dash environment. This is the convention I recommended for every organization. So if you have proper naming convention, that will be helpful for identification and it will be helpful for like providing standard name to your workspaces. So you can add the description here like this report belongs to all the report in this workspaces belong to finance department. So like that description is not mandatory, but you can add. Okay. You can assign to domain if you are working with a multiple domain. So you can assign this report to any particular domain or workspace. Then contact list. So currently I am the owner of this workspace. If you want to invite anyone as a owner, you can just type their email ID. Here you can select the capacity of this particular workspace. Like it should be with a Power BI Pro license, Power BI Premium per user license, Power BI Embedded, Fabric Trial, Power BI Premium. Okay, so this is related to capacity. How you have to define this organization. The workspace is created by Power BI admin, so they have full control and they are assigning the capacity of workspaces. Okay, but in few cases you have to create a workspace depending on the scenario and environment how the company is following. Okay, but these are the mandatory information like name of the workspace, then domain. If you have multiple domain, then you can assign. Here you can upload the image. So I will just select upload any image. Okay, so I have added one finance image. Okay, something that you can add your company logo, something. Okay, so here and I'm just selecting Power BI Pro. Okay, once you select the Power BI Pro and apply, it will create a workspace. If you select the fabric trial capacity, it will create a premium workspace. Okay, if I just apply, you can see your new workspace is created. So this is our workspace created. If I go to the workspace section, you can see finance reporting product workspace is created. So these are the different workspaces I have created. Now this retail vision, then Airbnb data analysis. Okay, these are the premium workspace. You can see the symbol. Okay, and this is with a fabric trial capacity. Okay, this is again fabric trial capacity. So whenever you have premium workspace, there is a diamond icon, and for regular like pro workspace, there is no icon. Okay, again you can ping the workspaces. Okay, let's say you are frequently using some workspaces, so you can always ping those. Okay, so here you can see in ping, I have this finance reporting prod workspace. We are into finance reporting production workspace. Okay, now these are the UI of workspace, so you can publish your content to this workspace, and there are some setting option. Okay, you can create new folder, new item, like there are multiple options, so we'll see one by one in upcoming videos. Again, here you can create apps, so within the workspace if you have multiple reports, so we can collaborate into single app and share with the end user. Okay, manage access, so if I click on manage access, so here is the option to add people or provide access to the people. Okay, this is most important section of this video. Workspaces role control, what each person can do inside your workspace. Okay, if I just click on add people or groups, and I'm just typing my email ID. Okay, let's say Pankaj as the data with pankaj.com, and here you can see there are four types of role: admin, member, contributor, viewer. Let me explain each one. Admin can do everything: create content, edit content, publish, share, and manage the access and delete the entire workspace. Only give admin to people you completely trust. Okay, so admin will have all the access related to workspace sharing, collaboration. Okay, member can publish and share the content. They can update reports and data set. They can also add other people to workspace, but they cannot add admin. So member can do most of the tasks, but they can not add anyone as admin. Okay, contributor can create and edit content inside the workspace, but they cannot share it with others. This is great for analysts who build a report but should not control who see them. Okay, viewer can only read. They can see report and dashboard. They can interact with them, but they cannot edit anything and cannot share anything. So viewer is at a least access and admin is having the maximum access. Okay, so in order to share any report with the end user, so you should always provide the viewer access. Okay, this is how this access control will work on workspace level. Okay, row level security is different and workspace roles are different, so do not confuse between them. Okay, to add someone to your workspace by providing different access, so here you can just type their email ID. Let's say again for this I want to go with a member, so you can provide member as access. Okay, if you have the like active directory group, or let's say there are different group, PM, DM group. Okay, you can directly type that common group email ID and you can provide entire group as a viewer or member access. Okay, depending on your scenario, how you want to go with that. Okay, these are the things you can play around the workspace setting. Okay, let me leave you with the five best practices that will save you a lot of pain. Okay, one, use naming convention from day one. We cover this like department dot function dot or dash environment. Okay, to always have at least two admins in each workspace. If one person leave the company, you do not want to be locked out. Okay, so always at least two admins should be there for each workspace. If someone is leaving the company, that will be helpful. Okay, then third point, 3. Okay, then third point, you should have separate development, testing, and production environment. Now that is totally depend on how company is following these practices. Okay, if they have proper development, testing, and production environment, then you will have proper workspace to do the development, then testing, and then production are the workspace where end user have the access. That will be live to the end user, so whatever changes you are making, those will be live to the end user. Development are for development and testing is for doing the UAT testing. Okay, so we'll see this in upcoming video, like how to do automation using this workspace, development, test, production using deployment pipeline. Okay, and whenever you are providing access to anyone, you should always check that access frequently. Okay, like every month, what are the different people consuming this particular report, their access. Okay, if someone leave the company, you can restart the access or you can remove the access. Okay, these are the 4 5 practices you should follow. Okay, always provide the proper description to your workspace, that will be easy for identification. Before wrapping up this video, we'll cover the 4 different questions related to PL300 of this particular video. Okay, a colleagues need to view report in workspaces but must not edit or share them. Which role you should assign? Okay, so there are 4 options: admin, contributor, member, and viewer. So I think viewer is the correct answer because it has a least permission and it cannot edit or share with anyone. Okay, viewer is the correct answer. Okay, Viewer is read only role. Viewer can open and interact with the reports but cannot edit, publish, or share anything. Always assign the minimum access needed. Okay. Our second question is a data analyst need to publish report and update data set but must not able to share content with other. Which role is correct? So admin, member, viewer, and contributor. I think contributor is the correct answer. Okay. So you can see contributor can create, edit, and publish content but cannot share report or add user. Member allow sharing. That is more access than required here. Okay. So member is not the correct answer. Contributor is the correct answer for this particular question. Third question: an employee leave the company and was the only admin of workspace. What is the recommended solution? So delete the workspace and create new one. Contact Microsoft support to reset it. A Power BI admin can add themselves via admin portal. Promote a contributor to admin role from within the workspace. Okay. So I already explained. Okay. For each particular company, there are Power BI admin for Power BI team, like global admin. Okay. From that, you can manage setting of workspace level, member level, anything. Okay. So correct answer will be answer C. Okay. So this can be reset using Power BI admin setting. Okay. Now question 4 is which workspace role allow user to add new member but not add other admins. Okay. So here I think member is the correct answer. Okay. Member can add user at a member level but cannot add as admin. So member can add other user as a member, viewer, but cannot add as admin. So that thing you have to keep in mind. Episode 4 is all about data set semantic model, what they are, how refresh work, and why one data set can power your entire organization. See you there. If you are not subscribed yet, please do the subscribe and hit a like button. That will be helpful for the channel to grow and reach out to more people. Thank you for watching. I will see you in an upcoming episode.